spine, chills up your spine sort of stuff.
And all those amazing night matches with the lights and the atmosphere, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And Yelena just looking gorgeous tonight in Wayne Cooper, very sparkly number, lovely soft hair. She just looks gorgeous tonight.
No doubt. We'll catch up with a few more of the girls in just a tick. In fact, Adrian Franklin is busy on the blue carpet, and he's got a number of the young guns, of course, Isabella Holland, Olivia Rogovska. We're going to see her, of course, coming up in the next few weeks. So let's head back to Adrian with a few of the young girls looking glamorous.
Well, a little bit of a treat for me tonight. Girls, you're making me a little bit nervous, but that's okay. I'll try and get through this. What are we wearing, Sally? I'm going to start with you.
I'm wearing a Zimmerman with Mimco shoes and bag.
Looks phenomenal.
Thank you.
Olivia, what are you wearing?
Wearing my mum's old red Chanel dress with zoo shoes and zoo clutch.
Very cool. Isabella, over to you.
I'm wearing a gorgeous Carla Zampatti dress with Samantha Willis jewellery and Malini shoes.
And do you guys want to know what I'm wearing?
Who are you wearing?
Well, my brother dressed me, so thought that's cool.
Very nice.
Okay, you have a great night, okay?
Thank you.
Adrian Franklin, he's just in his comfort zone there, isn't he? Just surrounded by beautiful women.
Yeah, he looked pretty contented out there.
Yeah.
Seemed to be quite a short segment, that one. Surprising, really.
Well, he was blushing.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, it all kicks off at 8 o'clock. The Newcombe are only about half an hour away from heading to the main stage here at Crown Casino. Craig Willis, of course, the official MC tonight, and he is the voice of tennis.
He's the voice of the Australian Open.
He is. Come January, introducing the players, of course, onto Rod Laver Arena. So we'll be there in the next half an hour. We've talked about Sam's terrific year. Let's talk about Bernard Tomic now. In the middle of the year, I've been lucky enough to go to the last two Wimbledons. I didn't go this year. Gee, I wish I'd have gone this year.
Timing.
Gee, I wish I'd have gone, Charlotte, because to sit back in my lounge room and watch Bernard just take on opponent after opponent and play with the confidence that he did, take a set off Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals. It cut his ranking in half. It allowed him to get into some bigger tournaments at the business end of the year. I mean, what an amazing year. We've seen it coming. We weren't quite sure when. And the expectations we still need to keep control of, but he certainly has emerged.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that is key. You know, he's still needs time, and I think there are probably still a lot of aspects of his game that he needs to work on, and he'll be trying to improve. But you know, that Wimbledon run was breathtaking, and to see him take it to Novak Djokovic the way that he did was such a surprise, really, because I think a lot of people thought that for all the good that he'd done in that week, he still could walk out there against the guy that was about to become world number one and just completely kind of lose it. And he just was so he just battled so well, I think, and people were so impressed by that one performance.
I think it's been a great learning year for him. I think he now knows that all the facets that you need to have to be a successful player on a grinding tour where you've got to back up week after week. The fitness component, obviously he's got a really good team around him who are trying to build him physically to go the distance in matches. We know he's got just pure natural ability, which is better than most players are running around. So if you can get certainly the will and the determination to match the natural ability, we've got something special in the making.
That's right, and you also can't underestimate the value of actually playing in a Grand Slam quarter-final, playing deep into a Grand Slam, because that in itself for players is quite a confronting thing. And, you know, the first time that you do that, it can be quite nerve-wracking, and he now has that under his belt.
Well, he was the Junior Athlete of the Year last year, and he's going to feature prominently here tonight. We'll see him, of course, right throughout the course of the night. The other young man who is a nominee is Matthew Ebden. I reckon this is a terrific story, and we really started to see him emerge in Brisbane, at the Brisbane International, and he made a quarter-final at the start of the year. He is on the blue carpet with Adrian Franklin.
Matt, you're nominated for the big award tonight, the Newcombe medal. How does that feel?
It's a huge privilege and an honour to be here, and to be nominated for a medal that's named after Nuke is it's very special for me and a proud moment. It's obviously a great event, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful night.
It's been a great year for you on court. How are you feeling at the moment? Plenty of confidence out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a nice little break and ready to hit some tough training to really prepare for the 5-set matches in particular, but also the events like Brisbane and Sydney leading into Australian Open. Those are very important for me too. So I'm really looking forward to it, and the Australian summer is my favourite time of year. And what more can I say?
Last question: who are you dressed by?
I'm dressed by my girlfriend and myself and a few friends who chose the suit.
That was like 4 people.
Well, you got to have advice, right?
Well, it looks good, mate. I hope you have a great night too.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Matthew Ebden, terrific young man, and of course started the year Charlotte ranked 196 in the world. He's going to finish at around about 80. Monumental achievement, quarter-final in Brisbane at the start of the year. If you look at his year, really, really consistent. 3 semi-finals, but 7 quarter-finals. So that's the challenge for him now, to get past that and certainly have a bigger impact at the Grand Slams. You get, of course, more rankings points, but certainly around the Challenger circuit, around the globe, playing in all different parts, he has been pretty consistent.
That's right, and I think that that's a hallmark of Matt's approach really to the game. You know, he's a really hard worker, such a contrasting rise to Bernard Tomic, who has really had so much attention from such a young age, and you know, the real kind of junior prodigy thing surrounding him. And with Matt, it's much more that he's just kind of got down there, done the hard work, really kind of grounded out week by week, year by year, and he's really starting to see some results now, and very popular favourite, I think.
Well, what's interesting, you know, we think back 20, 30 years in tennis when, you know, Boris Becker emerges at Wimbledon as a 17-year-old, but nowadays, you know, some of the players are playing the better tennis in the latter part of their career. We saw it with Andre Agassi. Roger Federer is showing no signs of slowing down, and he's now reached 30. So Matthew Ebden at 24 maybe is coming into a really good phase where he can excel at a later age than maybe a Bernard Tomic, who's come on a lot younger.
That's right, and I think that there are benefits to developing more slowly. You know, there are benefits to both approaches, but developing that way, learning about the game as you go, really having to tough it out in some pretty rough conditions as some of those challenges. It's not all kind of bright lights and agents and big paydays for those guys. So, you know, he's had to really earn his place in the top 100, and that's a really great foothold, I think, that he has now.
Let's talk about our final nominee, Yamila Gajdosova, and she started the year at 42 in the world, had a great breakthrough, her second WTA Tour title in Hobart. Now, to win on home soil, a really special feeling. She played some terrific Fed Cup tennis. It's been I suppose that's the challenge, to try and go from the world's top 30, and we saw, you know, Petra Kvitova on the world stage go from 30 to number 2. To me, Jarka's got the game that could definitely see her in the top 10. I mean, a powerful striker of the ball, has got the right temperament, she's got the competitive juices flowing. She's a genuine competitor out there, and we really hope she can take the next step. But she's, you know, consolidated nicely this year.
She has consolidated, and I think, you know, when you have a big breakthrough year, like I think 2010 was for Jarka, and then she started this year so strongly, it's quite normal to see players plateau a little bit. You know, I mean, only one can really rocket to number 1 and stay there, probably. And, you know, there are a lot of players in the mix who can get to the top echelons of the women's game, and I think Jarka is really has some great potential.
Well, right now she has stepped onto the blue carpet, looking magnificent tonight, I believe, and catching up with Adrian Franklin.
Jarka, you look great. Who are you dressed by tonight?
I'm dressed by Carla Zampari. She's an Australian designer, and I went to a shop in Gold Coast, and she dressed me like this.
It's actually very funny you say that. I saw you in the Gold Coast yesterday. I was up there and I arrived back this morning and I saw you on the Gold Coast. What were you doing up there?
Usually probably training, running somewhere on the beach, and I had to do some shopping, so I tried to look half decent.
Yeah, and you're nominated for the big award tonight. That must be a bit of an honour for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's my second time, so it's 2 years in a row, so I'm very happy, and hopefully I get to win it once.
Okay, well, good luck and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Doing some beautiful work out there on the blue carpet, catching up with a magnificent-looking Yamila Gajdosova. She looks radiant tonight. The room is certainly filling up. We're only about 20 minutes away from the Newcombe medal for 2011. Of course, Craig Willis will be hosting proceedings, so stick right with us here on newcombemedal.com.au. Brett Phillips and Charlotte James. We are live at Crown Casino tonight, so great to have your company wherever you might be around Australia and around the world. We're going to come back very shortly. We're going to catch up with Sam Stosur on the blue carpet next to see if she can go back-to-back in 2011.
Ready, play. At the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book at Ticketek now.
Welcome back to Crown Casino. We're live here tonight for the 2011 Newcombe Medal. We're only about 15 minutes away from the official proceedings getting underway. We're situated just outside the room here. It looks absolutely magnificent inside, Charlotte. Let's run through some of the other awards tonight, because apart from the Newcombe Medal itself and the 4 nominees, we've got, of course, the Coaching Excellence Award, also the Coaching Excellence High Performance category. That will be judged tonight. Officiating, very important part of the game, so excellence in officiating. Junior Athlete of the Year. Now, Bernard Tomic won, of course, in the male category last year, and there are going to be some terrific contenders for that award.
Absolutely.
The most outstanding 35 plus, so for those old warriors still going around.
For a bit of a banner in that one?
Well, no. I'm battling a little bit. Of course, the most outstanding athlete with a disability, which is a tremendous category, because the great part about tennis, it caters for everyone.
Absolutely.
And we see the wheelchair tennis at the Australian Open every year, which is a magnificent highlight. Also, the most outstanding school, the most outstanding tournament. A few will be jockeying for that tonight. They always look to present their tournaments in a magnificent fashion on the Australian Pro Tour right around the country. The Volunteer Achievement Award. Without volunteers, very hard to run sporting events, full stop.
Absolutely.
So they are vital. And the most outstanding tennis community, because tennis, of course, goes far and wide across our great land. So there's going to be some great award winners tonight, and I reckon those people have come from all over Australia, from these little communities. What a night for them, just to dress up and be here at Crown Casino.
Absolutely. I think, the major part of these awards isn't necessarily the bit that the famous players get to enjoy. It's all the grassroots awards that go to the people who work behind the scenes in tennis in this country. Volunteers and people who organise tournaments, and just some of the unsung heroes of our sport. It's a fantastic occasion.
Love the unsung hero.
We do love an unsung hero.
All about the unsung hero. Let's head back to Adrian Franklin. He is on the blue carpet, just rolling through the guests tonight. He's got Casey Delacqua.
Casey, I've been asking the same question over and over tonight, but who are you wearing tonight?
It's actually no designer. I don't know. I just went for a stroll down on Apple Street and went to Swish Clothing and found a dress that I liked, and it's just a last minute put together, really.
Yeah, well, it looks amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You've won, is it 30 matches in a row right now? How are you feeling out on court? Pretty confident?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm feeling injury-free, which is always a great thing. And I'm really just looking forward to starting the playoffs tomorrow, and then also the Australian summer. And I feel good. I'm feeling healthy, fit, and just really ready to keep playing lots of matches, which I've been able to do for the second half of this year.
And you've got Ash Barty tomorrow, is that right? Have you played her before?
No, I haven't, and I haven't really seen a lot of her play. So I'm really excited to play one of the young juniors, and just really get out there and do what I can and hopefully have a win.
Okay, well, hopefully you can make it 31.
Yes.
Have a great night tonight, though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Adrian, nice work there with Casey Delacqua. You've got to love her.
Absolutely, got to love her, and looking absolutely stunning tonight, wearing Christopher Cronus, and just gorgeous hair. It's Casey, I haven't ever seen her look as fit as she's looking at the moment.
Well, she is in a rich vein of form at the moment. She has won the last 6 Pro Tour events around Australia. Now, we know the injury problems that Casey has had in the last few years. It's been a real battle, shoulder, foot, other parts. Fingers crossed she can get out there and play a full year next year, but she's just wanting to get as many games under her belt. She is going to be at Melbourne Park tomorrow, Charlotte, because the AO Wildcard does kick off, and that's live on tennis.com.au and also Tennis Australia's YouTube channel. She takes on one of the young rising stars in Ashley Barty, who won the junior Wimbledon title this year. They haven't played each other. It's going to be a terrific battle. I mean, Casey in rich form, and Ashley, we're just looking forward to seeing her on home soil.
Well, Casey with 6 Pro Tour titles on the trot coming into this event, and I think that this match, actually, I know it's the first match in that group, I think this could end up being a match of the playoff for the women. It's a really, really interesting battle. Ashley obviously going in there full of the joys of being, just breaking onto the scene and so young. And Casey, trying to really, I guess, jump from the Pro Tour level where she's just had so much success and really kind of make her mark with these girls who are some of her contemporaries and some up-and-comers.
No doubt. Ashley Barty, a star. She speaks extremely well, and she is on the blue carpet with Adrian Franklin.
Ash Barty, it must be pretty exciting for you coming here, Crown Casino, the Newcombe Medal. How do you feel coming to an awards like this?
Well, I came last year and it was held at Melbourne Park, so I'm glad to have it. It's a little bit bigger this year at the Crown Casino, so I think it's going to be a good event.
And you get to catch up with some of the guys out there, some of the players. You probably don't need to get to spend too much time with them. That'll be a bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like the guys like Coobs and Sav and Benny Mitch, you know, I don't get to see them too often because we're all travelling the world, but it'll be nice to catch up with them tonight.
And what are you up to over the next couple of weeks? Some hard training, playing in the tournaments as well?
Yeah, I've just come off a great week at the AT Internationals, and I'm looking forward to the wildcard playoff next week.
All right, well, thanks for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Very nice work, of course, catching up with Ashley Barty on the blue carpet. It is a beautiful night here in Melbourne. We're just sitting outside the main room. We're only about 10 minutes away now from the Newcombe Medal getting underway. Let's talk about the wildcard playoff. It does start, of course, here in Melbourne tomorrow. As I said, if you're not here, you can get down and watch it for free. The gates will be open if you're living in Melbourne. If not, tennis.com.au, you can watch the live stream. Gee, Casey's got to be the hot favourite, certainly on the girls' side. The men is an interesting one. It's open. There's quite a few wild cards that have got in, some young guys that we haven't really seen before, but very open to decide who gets direct entry into the Australian Open.
It really is very open. And it is interesting. I think Sam Groth is a very interesting little landmine that a lot of the guys were hoping to avoid in the draw. Of course, it's a knockout, the men's draw, whereas the women's is a round robin. And then, you know, I think so many people didn't want to have to play him. You've got Greg Jones, who's looking for his first main draw berth at the Australian Open, and, you know, has just got so close to having a main draw berth at a Grand Slam so many times. Just must be itching to just take that extra little step and get to, you know, mix it with the world's best.
I walked past Ben Mitchell a couple of days ago. He's quite much taller than you think in real person, but he clearly has put on a bit of size. He's been in the gym working really hard. He's got his ranking to about 250. Was able to salute, of course, in the juniors at Wimbledon a couple of years ago, so that certainly brought his name to light. We've been keeping an eye on him, and gee, he looks like he's got the twinkle in the eye, you know, to really take his career further.
Yeah, and it's interesting for us, I suppose, because we see every year these juniors and their juniors and their juniors, and then they come back one year and all of a sudden they're grown-ups, and it's a bit freaky to see that they're so tall and, you know, they've really sort of worked out and got going in the gym and stuff. I think the other interesting one in the men's draw is Luke Saville, who's the junior Wimbledon champion this year, who really showed some great fighting spirit, I think, to take out the 18s title last week. And I think there'll be a lot of eyes on him in this men's draw.
Well, he's got something about him, and he made a statement earlier this year. He made the final of the boys single at the Australian Open. We know he went on to win Wimbledon, but there was a terrific article, I think it might have been in the Age newspaper here in Melbourne, and he spoke like a young man that said, let's take the world by storm. Let's really start to get back and have Australian tennis players at the top on a regular basis. I mean, he spoke with so much confidence and assurity. I mean, he seems to have the right temperament to match his ability on court.
I think he has a terrific temperament, and he's a real gentleman as well, Luke. He's a fantastic ambassador for the sport already, you know, at such a young age. And I think he's right, and I think we've seen a bit of a change this year. I mean, I think last year was a little bit all about the women, because you had Sam and you had Yarka and you had Anastasia Rodionova, and the women were just going great guns. And I think that it's really spurred the men on this year, and we've seen them start to pull up as well. So it really is an exciting time, and, you know, it's great to see some of the youngsters like Luke really talking a big game.
No, he's very good. Young product of South Australia. Chris Gucciani's also going to be in the field. And
interesting.
The Gooch has been through a real roller coaster tennis career, and we know he's got, you know, the massive serve. He's been able to get himself in the top 60 in men's tennis. He's outside the top 200 at the moment. I mean, where do you sort of see his career? I suppose he's trying to have one last real genuine go at it.
Well, it's really tough for him, because it must be so frustrating to have so much potential, have the injury problems that he had, you know, lose quite substantial chunks of his career. You really can't blame him for wanting to come back. I mean, his serve is such a huge weapon that you'd think, you know, if he's fit and he's on his game, he could do some real damage with that. And who wouldn't want, you know, a chance to play in the main draw of the Australian Open?
Yeah, you talked about Sam Groth as well before. I mean, terrific story of taking a break from tennis this year. He went and played football here in Melbourne. He played a lot of Aussie rules football when he was young, but he's got the desire to come back and play tennis, and good luck to him. He's a huge man.
Yes.
We spoke to him yesterday on Melbourne radio here, and he's put on 10 or 12. He's got a massive serve. He can match it with his all-court game. Maybe there's a chapter left in the career of Sam Groth. Well, we've talked about the glamour, the fashion tonight. They all look magnificent, the girls on the blue carpet. But it does take some sort of preparation, Charlotte. Let's go behind the scenes and see how the girls have glammed up. Well, there they are, the girls, looking absolutely magnificent. Olivia Rogoska, we saw Sally Pears and Casey Delacroix as well, who does look an absolute treat. And looking forward to seeing Casey tomorrow at the wildcard playoffs. She takes on Ashley Barty. Of course, 4 nominees tonight for the Newcombe medal. We are only minutes away from heading inside Crown Casino with Craig Willis, who will host tonight. Sam Stosur, can she go back-to-back? Matthew Webden, looking to win for the first time. Bernard Tomic, what a massive year, and certainly more accolades to come for him in the world of tennis. And Yumila Gaidasova, of course, a very worthy nominee as well, having a terrific 2 years in women's tennis. Bernard getting to the top 30, as high as ranked 25 this year. So good things to come from all those players going forward. But let's talk about Sam and what lies ahead for her. What if she won the Australian Open? That would be special. that would be special.
That would be incredibly special, and I think that they should have a public holiday for her. I'd just like to put it out there.
Well, we need one after
yeah, we'll need one to
2
recover.
weeks of work.
Well, we'll still be working all day on the Monday if she wins.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would just be incredible. You have to wonder how much pressure she feels going into it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will say that she doesn't feel any pressure. But, you know, the expectation from the Australian public now is incredible. And let's hope she does it, because she is such a hard-working player, and that result in New York was just so well-deserved. I think everybody would just probably want to take a week off if she won this.
It would be very special, and she's going to be the headline act here. And Leighton Hewitt, of course, will be back for his 16th Australian Open, which is quite an amazing achievement. So we will certainly follow those two with great interest. Anastasia Rodionova on the blue carpet with Adrian Franklin.
Irina, Anastasia, you guys look wonderful tonight. Can I ask, who are you dressed by?
Well, it's just one of the dresses I got on Chapel Street the other day when I went shopping, and my sister has a dress of designer from Indonesia, so it's yeah, just, you know, like the color and the material.
You were saying it's hard to say, is that right?
Yeah, I'm not really good with names.
That's all right. And Irina, what about you?
Yeah, I have a designer dress from Bali, so I think it looks pretty good. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. I think you both look wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, there he is, Adrian Franklin with the Rodionova sisters. Very busy, because wandering in right now to have a chat to Adrian is one of the nominations for the Newcombe medal tonight, Sam Stosur.
Sam, the most important question of the night, who are you dressed by?
Adolfo Dominguez.
Okay, I haven't heard of him.
Good start.
Where did you pick it up?
Well, with my friends at Tennis Australia, they helped me and hooked me up.
Very good. And must be pretty exciting. You're nominated for the big one. You won it last year. Rumour has it you got a fair chance tonight.
Well, I hope I do. I guess winning the US Open puts you in good stead for something like this. But no, I think it's been a great year, obviously, for me and for multiple players here from Australia. So I think, again, it's fantastic that we now have a night to celebrate the players, the clubs, the communities, and the whole tennis community as one. So it's, I'm really looking forward to it.
And is it a bit of a different feel, given that it's an Australian awards night? I'm sure you go to many red carpet events, but you get to see lots of your friends, people you haven't seen for a while.
Oh, absolutely. There's hundreds of people coming tonight, so I'm sure there'll be many faces that I haven't seen for a while. I'm really looking forward to catching up with as many of them as possible.
Thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
But, the expectation from the Australian public now is incredible. And let's hope she does it, because she is such a hard-working